Good morning, all. Please silence your cell phones. Ms. Thompson, would you please call the roll?
Member Powell,
Present.
Member Brown,
Present.
Member DeMoss,
Present.
Member Adwar, Member Chudnovsky,
Present.
Member DeMoss.
Again, present.
Sorry,
She's not
Vice
sure.
Chairperson Mendelson. Present. And Chairperson Goldenberg.
Present.
Town Attorney Rubin
Present.
and Town Planner Allen is here.
Well, I'd like to welcome our new board member, Jason Chandofsky.
Thank you.
No, the pledge next. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry.
That's all right. Thank you. Approval of the agenda. Is there a call for motion to accept or amend the agenda?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Swearing in of the public. For those giving testimony, please stand and raise your right hands to be sworn by the town clerk to provide testimony for the application you are affiliated with. Also, for those providing testimony via Zoom, if there is any, after being sworn in, you will be placed in a virtual waiting room until the applicant's application you are affiliated with is being heard. Ms. Thompson, please swear in.
Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
All right, all public comments will be limited to 5 minutes each. So please be aware of that. Approval of minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes of March 10th, 2022? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the minutes of March 10th, 22?
So move.
Second. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
There is no unfinished business. So let's move on. New business, development application number 20-0015, Mark and Kim Cabes. Is that how it's pronounced? Cabes, it is. Application by Mark and Kim Cabes for a special exemption approval to install 4,000-pound capacity boat lift for the property located at 4304 Intercoastal Drive. Does any member of the board have an ex parte communication to disclose? Hearing none at this time, I now open the public hearing. Town Planner, Ms. Allen, please present your recommendations regarding this application.
Hey, good morning,
Good morning.
everyone. For the record, Ingrid Allen, Town Planner. If we could put up the PowerPoint, please. I'm going to start off with the aerials, typically how I start project. You can go to, we don't have the clicker? No, okay. All right, we can go to the next slide, please. Okay, so this is the property that is before you for a special exception request to install a 4,000-pound capacity boat lift. Obviously, the property is outlined here in red. We can go to the next slide, please. These aerials are in your packet, by the way. So here's the properties, the rear area of the home. You could see their existing dock. As I indicated, this is a special exception request. This is for a 4,000-pound capacity elevator lift. The applicant did receive a code violation back in 2019 for the installation of a boat lift without a permit. I've gone ahead and referenced that case number on page 12 of your packets. The applicant has received both Florida Department of Environmental Protection as well as Army Corps of Engineer approval for the lift. I've gone ahead and provided those file numbers on page 13 of your packets. We can go to the next slide, please. This is the applicant's proposed site plan. I provided a little red circle there to show where the proposed lift is going to be located. Because this property is in the residential single-family RS zoning district, they are required to provide a 25-foot side setback for any type of accessory marine facility. You could see on the north side there's a 30-foot setback, which obviously complies. And to the south, there's, much more than 25 feet. If we can go to the next slide, please. Now, this is the applicant's boat lift detail. As you can see, I highlighted in blue, the lift is at 6 feet and the superstructure, the height of the superstructure, the boat is 6 feet, 8 inches. Now, this boat lift is not, the boat is not in a lifted position, right? We typically ask applicants to provide the boat in a lifted position because the definition of boat lift in section 30-131 of the code includes that the lift cannot be higher than the superstructure of the boat when lifted. If we can go to the next slide, please. So you have to do a little extra math here. That's all it is. So the top left diagram is the applicant's boat lift detail, the slide that I just showed you. Again, I circled where the boat is not in a lifted position. Now, I've provided you some other previous boat lifts that the board has approved to show you how previous boat lift details are provided to the board. The top right is 1118 Bel Air Drive. You can see that boat is in the lifted position, right? These are all elevator lifts as well. The bottom left is 4408 Intracoastal. Again, it's in the lifted position. And then on the bottom right, 4318 South Ocean Boulevard in the lifted position. Now, the applicant has gone ahead and provided, when you look at their boat lift detail, the maximum height of boat keel. So when the boat is lifted to that height, the applicant is consistent with the definition of boat lift. As I say, you just have to do a little bit extra math here. Let's see, staff has reviewed the request and finds that it is, as I mentioned earlier, not only consistent with the definition of boat lift, but with the zoning district regulations that are provided in chapter 30, as well as the special exception criteria of section 30-36 where applicable. Following approval by the planning board and prior to initiation of construction, the applicant will be required to get a building permit from the building department, and pursuant to section 30-21G of the town code, commencement of construction shall be initiated within 2 years following the date of approval by the planning board. Staff is recommending approval. I've gone ahead and stated a condition that the applicant obviously has to be consistent with the definition of boat lift provided in section 30-131. And I'll be happy to address any questions that the board might have.
Does any board member have any questions?
Okay, I have a few questions. First of all, the violation that was issued in the past, was that was cured properly and nothing happened until they just put this in?
It's cured, being that they're coming before you today to get an actual approval.
How long was it from the time you gave the violation to the time that they came forward to cure it with this?
Well, the violation, I referenced that date in your staff report.
Yeah, I was
on
trying
page
to
12.
look through.
October 22nd of 2019, the applicant initially submitted their application through our portal on October 31st of 2020.
Okay. Okay, the next thing is, so what was submitted wasn't the way that everybody else submits it with the thing up, right?
Right.
Did you ask them to come
Yes.
back and give
Yes.
another drawing?
Yes. Again, the code doesn't require you to superimpose the boat, right? The code requires that the lift not be higher than the superstructure of the boat. So what I have told people is a good way to show that you're consistent with that definition is to superimpose the boat, right? Now, there are some times where the applicant doesn't know what boat they're going to put in. The code doesn't require for you to know what kind of boat that will be put in. I believe it was the last planning board meeting, we had 2 items that were boat lifts. If you don't know what type of boat you're going to put in, I have the applicant put the actual code section, right? That 30-131, which provides the boat lift definition. So it's very clear to everybody that the applicant's aware that they have to be compliant with that definition.
So if you don't know the boat and you can't provide the picture of it because you don't know it yet, what ensures that we then go back and make sure the boat that's put on it is correct? I mean, is there some way to monitor
Yes,
that? Or
when they go for a building permit, we have inspections.
okay, so by that time, they know what boat or
I would believe, well, this one is actually showing the boat. They're reflecting the superstructure of the boat on the plans. Yeah, I think if they don't know, then you would think by the time they get the permit, they may know. And if they don't, once they put the boat out there, sometimes, we just rely on people's eyes on the boat. And if they look a little bit high, then we'll go out there.
the only reason I'm thinking about this is I did listen to the Board of Commissioners presentation about this whole thing. They want to review and
Yeah.
maybe change things. And I'm just thinking that, there might be better ways of ensuring compliance if things are going to get changed. So because
I think that's a great topic to bring up when the board actually looks at those
Yeah,
accessory
I
facility
think we can talk
regulations.
about that.
This is really just about installation of a boat lift, but I think that's a
Right.
great point to bring up when you all actually review those amendments. That
Right.
might be something you want to consider and provide that clarity in the
that's where
code.
that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking about. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Allen.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Martha.
I actually have a question of the applicant. Is that okay now?
Sure.
I just want to know what you're,
Well, why don't we wait for the applicant can make
okay.
when he comes up. All right, is there anything else from you, Ms. Allen?
No?
Any other board members have a question of Ms. Allen? All right, at this time, the applicant may make a presentation. Please come to the podium, provide your name, your business affiliation, et cetera.
Mark Cavus, I'm the owner of the property. It's pretty
Roger.
straightforward. It's out of the box.
The question you
I
have.
have
of the
a-
applicant?
I have a question. What is it you're intending on putting on this lift? Because 4,000 pounds is pretty small amount of lift.
20-foot cherubini.
So a boat, an actually 20-foot boat.
Yes,
Okay. Because 4,000 pounds is
It's
pretty light lift.
Pretty light lift.
And typically the rule of thumb is you don't want to exceed the number by 20%. You want to, so it's
the
really,
boat weighs 2,000 pounds with fuel.
yeah, okay. I mean, I think you're, just in my opinion, I think you're limiting yourself only doing 4,000 pounds, but I have no issue with it. No problem.
All right, thank you. Any other board members have anything? At this time, the public hearing for this is closed. Is there a motion to approve, a motion with conditions, or a motion to deny the request? We have a
motion for approval. Second.
all right, so done. Let's take a vote.
Member Powell,
Yes.
Member Demas,
Yes.
Member Chudnovsky,
Yes.
Member Brown,
Yes.
Member Adwar,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Mendelson,
Yes.
Chairperson Goldberg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next item on the agenda, proposed ordinance for new property right element, an ordinance of the Town of Commission of the Town of Highland Beach, Florida, amending the town's comprehensive plan by adding a new property right element, providing for servability, providing for conflicts, providing for an effective date. I refer this item to Ms. Allen.
Okay, hello again. Okay, so this item is actually will incorporate into the town's comprehensive plan a new property rights element, which is now mandated by Florida statute. Currently, we have 8 elements in the town's comprehensive plan. It's actually available on the town's website if you're interested to see it. And this will obviously be the 9th element. I've done a little bit of an overview here on this slide, which provides basically why we are moving forward with the property rights element and a little bit of history on it as well. I'll just go over this briefly. There was a House Bill 59, which was effective on July 1st of 2021, which requires each local government to adopt this property rights element into the comprehensive plan. Now, the element must be adopted prior to the next comprehensive plan amendment initiated by a municipality. after July 1st of 2021, or the date of the next scheduled evaluation and appraisal, that's what the EA stands for, of the town's comprehensive plan, whichever is earlier. On January 18th of 2022, the town commission adopted a future land use map amendment. This was to correct a Scrivener's error to a 0.8315 acre parcel that was located in the Boca Cove development. If the board recalls, you all recommended approval on this future land use map amendment, right, for Scrivener's error. You all approved it on December, or recommended approval, I should say, on December 9th of 2021. Just to refresh your memory, that parcel had no future land use designation. Every parcel should have a zoning district and a corresponding future land use designation. So basically, it went from no future land use designation to the future land use designation of multifamily low density, which is the future land use designation of every other parcel in the Boca Cove development. Again, this was to correct the Scrivener's error. Now, once the town commission adopted that amendment, staff sent the amendment to the State Land Planning Agency, which is the Department of Economic Opportunity. The Department of Economic Opportunity provided us with an acknowledgement letter saying that we don't have any record of the town adopting the property rights element. Now, staff's position was that because it was a Scrivener's error, this wasn't like an applicant-driven or a town-driven amendment to the comprehensive plan to intentionally change density or something like that. It was truly a Scrivener's error. And our response to DEO was that the reference to a Scrivener's error was well documented in the ordinance. It was well documented in the staff report. And the town's position was that we didn't feel that it triggered the property rights element at this time. Obviously, we plan to eventually adopt it. Well, DEO basically said, no, we're going to keep our position. Anyway, so we did discuss with the town attorney how we should move forward. DEO indicated we may have to rescind that future land use map amendment and then re-adopt it. But according to the town attorney, we could just go ahead and re-adopt that future land use map amendment once this property rights element is adopted. So this is really a lot of housekeeping stuff, administrative stuff. These things happen sometimes. And so we're just moving forward. So on the property rights element, there are some goals, objectives, and policies. The goal and the objective text actually comes from the model ordinance that was provided by the Thousand Friends of Florida. And the policy 1.1.1, the 4 items under that policy come directly from Florida statute. There it is, verbatim. So you can see those 4 items are directly what we're proposing in our element here. You could see on page 65, you have the ordinance. You'll see the same language. And also we handed to you all today the exact same language as it would appear in the actual comprehensive plan. You'll see it says property rights element. So we mimic the same type of format that we have in our comprehensive plan. And that's pretty much it. Once the board approves it or makes a recommendation to approval, it'll go to the town commission. It'll be a 2-phase process. It'll be transmitted to the state. They have 30 days to review it. Then it comes back, and then the town commission will go ahead and hopefully adopt the ordinance. So I'd be glad to address any questions that you might have.
Obviously, you've done great work on that, Ms. Allen. So I'll ask for a call for motion to accept the proposed ordinance pertaining to the rezoning of 3 parcels of real property to correct the Scrivener's error. Is there a motion?
No. It's to
Adopt the
add
property
a
rights.
new property rights element.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You've already done the future land use map.
right.
This is just to create the new property.
I
Right.
make that motion.
Second.
Vote, please.
I'm sorry, just for the record, that was Mendelson
Yes.
and DeMoss?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Want to call for a
Vice Chair
vote?
Mendelson,
Yes.
Member DeMoss,
Yes.
Member Adwar, Member Brown,
Yes.
Member Powell,
Yes.
Member Chudnovsky,
Yes.
and Chairperson Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldenberg, yes.
Thank you.
No problem.
Motion carries.
All right. Next, commission direction on the planning board review process for proposed amendments to the accessory marine facility regulations of the town code. Ms. Allen, you're on deck again.
Okay, so this item is specific again to planning board review process with regards to accessory marine facility amendments that are being proposed to the town code. On page 71 of your agenda memorandums, I provided you sort of a little bit of history as, again, how this item came to be. I'll go over those briefly. So on March 15th of 2022, the Town Commission considered this was just an introductory proposed amendment to the Code of Ordinances. There was not any proposed text language. It was just really concepts. And I provided you the backup of that item material that was provided to the commission. At that meeting, the commission decided that they wanted to establish a process that would include public participation and how the planning board will be reviewing these amendments to the code. Again, these are specific to accessory marine facilities. On April 19th of 2022, the commission met again, and they actually came up with some sort of formation of a process, and they gave specific direction to you, the board. I've provided those, the direction from the commission in bold type, again, on page 71. The first was for you all to look at the April 19, 2022 commission meeting to listen to the discussion that the commission had regarding this proposed ordinance. If any of you can't manage to find how to, find out that meeting, you could contact me or the town clerk can assist you. But actually, when you go to the town website, you'll see an agenda icon. If you click on that, it's on the left side of the page. You'll be able to click on really any planning board meeting, town commission meeting, actually view live the meeting. The next direction from the commission was to have the planning board physically observe the various canal widths and existing accessory marine facilities, including the lifts located in the town. As I note in your agenda memorandum, you do have to be very careful with sunshine laws. So if you're going out to do your site inspections, I know several of you have your own boats, you'll have to go independently. You can't go with another board member. You cannot go with a commissioner. And I also are offering, or I should say the town staff is offering those of you that don't have a boat, you can utilize the town's new police marine patrol unit. I'll be coordinating that. So any of you that, again, don't have access to a boat to do these site observations, feel free to reach out to me, or I will reach out to you within the next week, and I will schedule, to do an observation with the police department. If I can ask for a show of hands, anyone that might think right now that they will need to go out on the marine patrol unit? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So only 2. Okay. Have their own. Very good.
Can
So
we
I
bring
will
our
reach
own
out to the
fishing
board.
rods at the same time?
I don't know about that, but I will reach out to you
Can I
then.
ask a question about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, I was listening to that whole conversation about the sunshine laws,
Mhm.
okay? If all of us are meeting in this room with you here,
Mhm.
why can't all of us meet on a boat with you there? I was just curious about
Because
that.
the public has to have access.
Oh, to the boat where we are.
To
Okay.
the
And, and may I ask a question? How many members? Is it just
Just
individual?
one.
We'll
Just
do
one?
individual, right? So I'll coordinate the scheduling of that. We'll have one planning board member on the boat at a time. Yeah, so we were hoping to complete those observations within 1 week, but if it's a little bit longer than that, then, we'll coordinate accordingly.
But we can complete those observations on our own.
Yeah, exactly. So 2 of you have boats, you'll be able to access yourself, and then the remaining board members, as I said, I'll reach out to you to coordinate a time and date.
And is that all we're discussing today about setting up a personal review?
Well, that, and again, just to give you a little bit more detail on how the commission wants to move forward. The actual meat and potatoes, if you wish, the actual proposed concepts. Once you all do your observations, then we'll come back for an actual meeting. I indicate that will be either in June or July. It really depends on how long it takes for you all to finish your observations. I think the commission's intent was for all of you to get a little bit more perspective as to what the reality on the ground is as far as canal widths, accessory marine facilities, so on and so forth. Then we'll go ahead and discuss all those different concepts.
But the question I have is, knowing the concepts, don't you think that it might be beneficial to know what the concepts roughly are? So when we look at the canals and so forth, we have a better idea and understanding?
Yeah, I mean, you have the backup, which shows the concepts. If you want to ask questions about those, we can. I think the intent of this particular item was just to go through the planning board, the review direction, but if you have specific questions, I mean, we could go through that.
I think it might be helpful if you just gave, I mean, I read the concepts. I don't know
Right.
much about boats at all. I mean, I'm sort of clueless. I hate boats, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I'll go out at it and look. But if you would just sort of give us an overview of what you think they're trying to
Accomplish?
yes, get to with these concepts, like what is it that needs changing?
Yeah.
And, I mean,
Page 73 and 74.
yeah, okay, no, I know.
Well, yeah, except
I
the
read it,
public,
but
it
I'd sort of
might
like
be,
to hear
yeah.
it from her, because she
Yeah.
knows what they,
Sure, I'll be happy to go over that. I'll
Driving,
just
yeah.
finish these, the direction,
Okay.
and I'll be happy to go through that. The last direction given by the commission was to create maps of the various waterway widths. I've gone ahead and prepared those maps using the town's GIS, Geographic Information Systems. And I provided a table of contents, basically broke up the town into 9 different maps. The table of contents starts on page 94 of your packets, and I'll go through the maps. I have them here on the PowerPoint. So the first one, actually, we can go back to map 1. Thank you. So here, there we go. There's the map number 1. So these are the canal widths that are south of Grant Court. I've also provided, well, actually, there's several lengths, so I've provided a variety of lengths here. Pretty self-explanatory. I also have these maps in a larger 11 by 17, if any of you are interested. Map number 2, if we go to that, that actually provides some of the lot widths for some of these single-family residences. The lot width is signified by the LW letters. And
Okay.
that will be, I think, helpful for the board as you do your site inspections. We can go to map 3. These are the canal widths between Russell Drive and Boca Cove Lane. You could see those lot widths are, let's see, the ones that are south of Russell Drive, they do average about 22 feet in length. The ones that are just north of Boca Cove Lane average about 28 feet in lot width. We go to map number 4. Here you have the canal widths between Bel Air Drive and Russell Drive. I've also provided some of the lot widths here as well. There's a lot of lot widths that are about 100 feet in length. Map number 5 is south of Belito Drive. I broke up Belito north and south. Again, I provided several lot widths, again, for perspective. And then we have map number 6, which is north of Belito. Again, provided a variety of lengths for you here. And then we have map number 7 through 9. These are the single family lots that you'll see in the northern part of the town. So these are, obviously there's no canals here, but there are the lot widths. I provided the lot widths for each of these parcels.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
okay, I have another.
Oh, just for anyone who was watching, I figured.
I have-
Right.
I have a million questions, but.
Oh,
So are we only like dealing with the canal, with looking at the canals and the widths, or are we also dealing with properties that border on the actual intercoastal itself?
Well, it will be properties that border the intercoastal as well. Again, this is about accessory marine facilities. So
Right,
you can have a boat lift that's on the intercoastal, you can have a boat lift that's on a canal or a lake, right? The way the code reads right now, it's, installation of any accessory marine, regardless of where it's located.
so with that in mind, I see maps that I see accessory things like 2540 to 2700 South Ocean Boulevard in the intercoastal. But I don't see any like down here, like by the condos, like the Highland Beach Club and Toscana and all
Yeah,
that. Like where are those
yeah.
maps here? Because
If you go to map number 1 is basically the Boca Highlands area. I didn't provide lot widths here because these are really large condos and a lot of them have established docks.
right.
So it's a little bit of a different reality than when you have, multifamily, smaller density multifamily, single family. Again, these are already established docks. So you're basically just having boat lifts come in, right?
Right, but these are all the way down at the south end, Boca
Correct.
Highlands.
So I
and
go from, the
other
maps go
ones,
from
right.
south to north.
I was missing the docks and the areas like around Toscana to the south and to the north, like Highland Beach Club, I know has some docks, and Coronado and Regency, and Toscana has docks that are like they're been sort of abandoned, but they're there. And, so
Yeah.
I'm just looking for that whole area because I don't, and that single family housing development next to Regency, right south of it, Ocean Cove, Bay of Docks. I mean, I don't see that area.
Yeah,
in
I
in
didn't
your
put
map.
that area because again, these are established docks.
But those are established
Okay.
docks too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they're already built. So that any type of site setback won't apply at this point. That it's an already built dock. What's going in there are just individual boat lifts.
But what if
But-
Toscana were to decide that it wanted to, whatever's there right now, they want to rebuild it,
Okay.
however, but then what would happen?
Well, again, I think these maps are just to give you perspective at this particular reality in time. I'll be happy to do some additional maps if you like of those areas.
No, I'm just,
Yeah.
you don't have to do more work. I'm just curious as to how, when we're riding around, are we looking at the intercoastal itself or just these narrow canals, like interior to the
Both.
Okay,
Both.
okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Ms. Allen.
I have a
Any other
question.
questions?
I have a question about map number 2.
sure.
The yellow borders, are
Yeah.
those property borders?
Yes, those are property lines. Those are parcel lines per the Palm Beach County property appraiser. Yes,
So
so,
that's the canal that appears to be the most problematic.
yeah.
I mean, I could see where putting a boat lift there would destroy the ability to be able to navigate.
Yeah, well, the way the code reads right now, you have to have a canal that is minimum 80 feet in width. It doesn't necessarily tell you how to measure that 80 feet. But yeah, I mean, it's a tight area there.
And Roger, there are boat lifts there already.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I see the other picture in the back, but to me, it looks to me like this is the only canal that's really a problem.
Well, why don't we just try to move on a bit, and after we all review it,
Okay.
okay? There's, Ms. Allen, thank you. And would you come to the podium and identify yourself? Thank you, Ms. Allen.
Thank you very much. I know I may be speaking at the wrong time, but I thought it's appropriate for me to come here. I'm Dr. Carl Johansson, and I live at 2358 South Ocean Boulevard, which is in the Bird Beach section, which is in the intercoastal, just south of the telephone, of the flagpole on the north end. I'm here representing 82% of the single-family homeowners who have property on the intercoastal. And I would like to present to you our objection to the amendment to change the 25-foot setback to 10-foot. As the previous applicant, as you approved, had 25 feet and plus 25 plus on the other side. I believe that serves a very good purpose in the checks and balances for your particular board to be in charge of at least giving an approval for a boat lift and a marine accessory facility. If we just reduce the 25-foot setback, which has been in existence for quite some time, And I researched the number of applicants over the past 20 years, or back to 2014, but I've been told it goes back longer than that. There have been 3 applicants to alter the 25-foot setback to a lesser amount of footage. 2 were approved by the board and 1 was denied. That sounds like a pretty good track record of checks and balances. If it's not broken, let's not fix it. This only pertains to the amendment that you're being considered for the 25-foot setback. I approached 14, I was able to approach 14 of the 17 members of our community. I'm president of the Bird Beach Association. And each one has sent you a letter. I delivered them personally, and they should be in your possession by now, objecting to the change from 25 to 10. And our primary objections are the present character of our neighborhood, which when you're on your boat, you can go by and see the character of Bird Beach. We're very proud of it. We all bought homes here based on the ordinance, based on the 25-foot setback. We've all complied with the 25-foot setback for our marine facility, and we enjoy our life. We enjoy the view of the intercoastal north and south, and we enjoy our privacy. Now, when you move that 25-foot to 10, and it's going to certainly impede upon our privacy, it's going to block our view of the intercoastal. And I could go into numerous other encumbrances that it would create. And I think when the original proposal was made, I was at that meeting, and it wasn't written in stone. It said, you know, you can, to the commissioners, you can reject all of this, you can reject some of it, you don't have to go forward. It seems to me we're making a mountain out of a molehill at the present time. Just listening to the logistics of taking boats and looking at everything, I think historically, there's no problem with the 25-foot setback. And there are other ways to address if there is a need for someone to have a 17-foot setback. It can come before the board. We can listen to the pros and the cons. We can listen to the neighbors. We have some input as owners. You have some input as a board to make the correct direction. I just have one comment. I'll be happy to answer any question, but I have one comment about this box idea. This is a gimmick. When you approve a box, you can put anything you want in that box. All you need to do is get a permit. That seems to be going way out on a limb to give more direction to developers who want to increase properties, increase gimmickry that they do with it. And I think we in Highland Beach really respect what we presently have. We're not totally adverse to change, but something like this should really be considered carefully.
All right, I appreciate your input, and I think that once we all review what's going on and come back, I would like to have your opinion on record again. So
I'll be happy to return. As I say, I'm representing our group of the neighbors. Unfortunately, all of us practically go away for the season, which I have spoken to the mayor about in this particular issue. If we could please have our public hearings when we can have some of our members attend. I know that sometimes things pass during the summer when some of the residents are.
well,
out
I
of
happen to
town.
agree with you on that also.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it this time. You made your presentation and we can move on at this point.
Okay, thank you very much for hearing.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just not familiar. Where's Bird Beach?
Well, Bird Beach represents a community from the flagpole as you enter Highland Beach, practically down to the resort hotel on both the ocean and the intercoastal. On the intercoastal, we have single family homes. I would invite any one of you or individually to come and visit my home and visit Bird Beach.
Talking about the flagpole of Highland Beach?
Yes.
We refer to it as the north end.
Right,
You know
when
that
you
when you
enter.
enter Highland Beach, there's a big
When
flag.
you enter from Delray, and then there's the flag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the homes on the right and all the homes on the left, all the way down to practically what I call the Holiday Inn. I don't. really-
Yeah, we all call it
Delray
Holiday Inn.
Beach. That's Bird Beach. It's, yeah, it's
Yeah.
a specific designated landmark on the county and tax rolls and so forth.
You say old dog, new tricks.
And so we
learn
all
something
have
new.
single-family private homes. And I'm representing the ones on the intercoastal today.
On both sides of the
No,
No. Highland Beach is only on this side of the intercoastal. Yeah.
She said on the left and the right.
No, A1A.
Okay,
You're driving down A1A, all the homes on the right, all the homes on the ocean on the left are part of the Bird Beach designated zoning area.
well, thank you very much.
I'll be happy to come back and answer.
I would love to
questions.
hear from you
Okay,
again.
thank you very much for hearing.
Thank you. Any other business?
I have another question. The 10, going from 25-foot setback to 10-foot setback is only for the seawall setback, right? It has nothing to do with the home setback, which currently is
No,
12.
it's, I believe that's correct, that it is just for the seawall setback.
It's not a
The
seawall.
marine.
No, I
structure.
mean,
It's an accessory marine facility.
accessory
Right.
marine
Not
facility.
seawall.
But on the seawall, right? Marine
On the
accessory
seawall,
on
not the
seawall.
homes coming
It's
setback.
currently
Right.
25 feet, but the
Right.
home setback is 12.
That's
feet.
totally different.
Right.
You have a building setback, right? That's for the home, right? That's something different. That's based on zoning district. Each zoning district has its own building setbacks.
Right, we're more concerned, I believe, with the
So this is
setback
for
for
mar- this
marine
is for-
facility.
Permanent marine facilities, not temporary marine facilities, because you can't regulate floating docks.
Right.
And you can't regulate anything that's not permanent. This is only for permanent facilities.
Right. Accessory marine facilities.
Understood.
Again, Ms. Allen, thank you and the staff for all the hard work you've been putting in for this.
Yeah.
Are there any other business? At this time, let's have some announcements. May 17th, 2022 at 1:30 PM, the Town Commission meeting. May 24th of 22, 1:30 PM, Town Commission special meeting. May 30th, Town Hall will be closed for his observance of Memorial Day. And June 9th, we have another planning board meeting and we'll convene then. I have ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Second.
So moved. Let's be adjourned.